Hello and welcome to Optics Trade's YouTube channel. We're going to take a look at Holosun Elite 509T RD today. And what can I say? It's finally here after a long wait. The sight was already shown at SHOT Show 2019 as a prototype, but Holosun didn't start manufacturing it until quite recently. So we have waited for more than a year and a half for it to hit the market. Now it should be readily available for purchase, and I think that it's going to be just as popular as the 508T model that has been in production for about a year. Before we unbox this, let's say a few words about the company. Holosun is a well-established red dot sight manufacturer. They also make lasers and magnifiers. And even though they're quite a new name in the world of red dot sights, they've been around since 2013, they have plenty of experience from before. And they're known to offer innovative solutions on their red dot sights, such as titanium housings, switchable reticles, green-gold illumination, solar cells, and so on. Not every red dot sight has all of these features in their offer, but they do offer individual sights with these features. They're known to offer quality products at an affordable price, and because of this, they can be put side by side with Japanese, European devices without problems. And as such, they break stereotypes that all Chinese products are of low quality. Even though every Holosun red dot sight is made in China, they really offer exceptionally high quality. Every single device of theirs. Now, as I said, let's open the box and take a look inside. Let's just focus on the device itself, and we'll get to other things in this box later on. So this is 509T. It's Holosun's first ever enclosed compact reflex red dot sight. It is enclosed basically means that it is shut on both sides, preventing the water, dust, and other unwanted things to get in between the diode and the lens. For this reason, the sight can be effectively used in rain, wind, and all other sorts regarded as bad weather. It also makes it, this enclosed frame also makes it much more robust. It is 40 millimeters long, 30 millimeters wide, and 28 millimeters high, which is exceptionally compact for an enclosed type of reflex red dot sight, and at the same time it offers a big window that allows for a quick target acquisition. The top of the frame surrounding the enclosed part is flat to minimize target obstruction. I'm saying this because the prototype had a curved upper part, the prototype that I saw at SHOT Show last year. I assume that most of these will be mounted on pistols, even though mounting them on a rifle is just as sensible, and we'll get to that later on. First, I want to focus on the mounting footprint of this device, because we do receive many questions regarding this. I have to be honest that I expected this to have the same Trigicon RMR footprint as the 508T model. Instead, it comes with a footprint I haven't seen before, and if you look at it from afar, you might think that this is designed for the Picatinny rail, but it's not. It does work similarly though, and it does fit on some kind of a rail. There is an adapter here in the box that is enclosed, and you can take a look at it, and it is really simple to install. You can use the tool that is provided in the box. And you see it just fits on nicely. It uses a recoil stop similarly to Picatinny rail. And you just fix it in place like so. And with this adapter, you basically convert the footprint that you just saw before into a Trigicon RMR footprint. The Trigicon RMR plate is included. Holosun has some other adapter plates in their offer. I know that they have an MOS Glock adapter also available, and I bet that more adapters will be available with time. I haven't seen the one for a Picatinny rail, but I'm almost certain that they also make the adapter that converts the 509T footprint into surface suitable for a Picatinny rail. Now, if you want to mount this on a Picatinny rail, you just simply have to buy from an aftermarket producer an adapter that converts Trigicon RMR to Picatinny. a really, really interesting choice by Holosun to go with this particular footprint, but I think that it's going to become more famous, more popular with time when they eventually start making more adapter plates for various mounting platforms. Now let me just put this back down. Like so. So an interesting solution, a unique new footprint that we'll have to get used to. Well, moving on, this side belongs to the Elite series. With Elite series, we're used to having green illumination. This side has red illumination, actually. So Elite actually refers to it being made out of titanium. Elite models either have green illumination or are made of titanium, but they can also have both features. This one only has the titanium housing and the standard red illumination. It features some of the most advanced technologies that Holosun currently has at disposal. As I said, it has a titanium body, which is one of the sturdiest, most robust materials available. And it's also quite lightweight, so similarly to aluminum, but much more sturdy. Furthermore, there is a solar panel on top, meaning that if you run out of a battery on a sunny day, you will still see the reticle, if the lighting is sufficient, of course. The user can switch between solar mode and manual mode, so even if you have a working battery inserted here, you can preserve the energy by choosing the solar mode. And I'll get to how to activate solar mode later on. I already mentioned that this is a completely new form factor when it comes to Holosun. It was presented to the public along with Holosun Elite 509T at SHOT Show 2019, but these two sites aren't quite the same. They both feature a titanium housing and share a certain pack of features, but 508T is an open reflex sight, whereas 509T is an enclosed compact reflex sight. It is also a little bit heavier. This one weighs 63 grams with battery inserted. 508T weighs around 52 grams with battery inserted, but the difference is really minimal. The dimensions of the window are 24 millimeters by 18 millimeters, which is quite a standard size for an open reflex sight. With these, it's of course important to keep everything small, as size is one of their main advantages compared to other types of red dot sights. It is not as light as, for example, Dr. Noblick sights, which weigh 30 grams, but still, it is much more robust and a little bit bigger, bulkier, but sturdier as well. And it only weighs 60 grams, so it's quite exceptional. It operates at 1x magnification. You can look through with both eyes open. There is a small amount of blue tint present at the sides of the lens, and also some distortion at the sides of the lens, but other than that, it is quite a great device optically. The battery compartment is here on the side, which is a huge plus, as no removal from the firearm is necessary when replacing the battery. This way we also do not have to go through the re-zeroing process when we reinstall the battery. It is a CR1632 battery, and to access the battery compartment you can use this tool here that is included in the box. You simply unscrew the screw and then you pry the battery tray open to access the battery compartment. So really simple, and it's handy to have this tool with you when you replace it. Holosun promises 50,000 hours of battery life on a mid setting for the dot. What about the numbering? This is always quite confusing when it comes to Holosun, even though with years now we've gotten used to what each number means. The first number, which is 5, always means that it features a switchable reticle, so with this particular model the user can toggle between the 2 MOA dot and a circle dot by holding the minus button for 3 seconds, so by holding this button here for 3 seconds. The other two numbers have no particular meaning. They just suggest that this is a unique series, as no other Holosun model has 9 as the last digit. What about the letters? So T stands for titanium, RD stands for red illumination, and even though there is no C letter in the name, it comes with a solar cell on top. But this is quite frequent because T models usually also feature a solar cell, but with T, no letter C is next to it, usually. Because of this solar cell on top, as I said, it features the solar mode as well, but only in the manual mode can you adjust the illumination intensity. You switch between manual and solar mode by pressing the plus button for 3 seconds. So in manual mode you can adjust intensity. In solar mode it is adjusted, it adjusts itself, so it's automatically adjusted. The 2 MOA dot is better for rifle use than it is for pistol use. It's quite commonly a common fact. A model with a dot size from 5 to 7 MOA would be a great addition for pistol users, but so they also, Holosun offers many models with 2 MOA, but they do have a 407K model which comes with a 6 MOA dot. With these dots, you have an alternative option, so you can turn on the circle dot and this will help you get on target faster, while the central 2 MOA will still provide you with great accuracy. It also comes with elevation and windage adjustment screws. So this is the elevation and this is the windage adjustment screws. You get a tool to make rotations of these screws. And as you can see, the clicks are quite stiff, but I mean that in a positive way. You can feel them and hear them without problems. No additional tools are required for zeroing. The clicks are also far apart enough for the user to keep track of how many clicks were dialed. 1 click equals 1 MOA, meaning that it moves the point of impact for around 1.5 centimeters on 50 meters. And the movement of the point of impact is provided next to the screws with arrows. I have to point out that you really have to be careful not to damage this glass here, as it's quite exposed when you do when you rotate the adjustment screws. The buttons for regulating the illumination intensity are on the side, right here, easily accessible. There are 12 illumination intensity levels to choose from, which is a standard when it comes to Holosun. The lowest 2 are night vision device compatible. The highest are suitable for use in daytime brightness, so you can basically use this sight in all sorts of lighting conditions. You turn on the illumination by clicking either one of these 2 buttons, and then you just set it with plus and minus. So it's really simple. You turn off the illumination by clicking both buttons at the same time, and I like that the buttons are big enough to be comfortably pressed, as opposed to some older Holosun models which came with smaller buttons. You can go to the end of this video if you want to see how the illumination, well, it's not perfect on the camera, but you still can see how it works. So go ahead and check it out if you wish, or keep along and stay till the end. This sight comes with Holosun's shake-wake function, meaning that if you put the dot down, leave it stationary, or I don't know, if you forget to turn it off when you store the firearm back in its place, it will just power off in a while to preserve battery life, and when you move it again, it will power back on in an instant. This is a great function that definitely helps preserve battery life. The lens, as you can see, is tilted. This is not an error, as many customers still think when they send us questions. This way, the beam projected by the LED can reflect to the user's eye regardless of its position in front of the lens. So this is actually, the tilted lens helps the dot work in a way that it should. It's not an error. The warranty period is 10 years on the electronics and lifetime on the housing, as this is the Elite model. And if we go through the scope of delivery, we have the adapter that fits on the footprint of 509T, and on the other side it's designed for, it's the same as on Trigicon RMR and Trigicon SRO devices. Then we have this useful tool, which you can use to pry open the battery tray, make windage elevation adjustments, and to rotate screws, so unscrewing and screwing. Then we have the lens cloth, which might come quite in handy, as you will notice that this exposed part of the glass gets dirty quite soon because you click it because you touch it by mistake. Then we have the instruction manual, which is available in the English language. Yeah, and we have an extra pair of screws. The battery is usually not in the box because of the restrictions that regarding the air traffic. Well, the price is around 520 euros, which I would say is on one hand expensive, but on the other hand really affordable considering the way that this site is packed with features. It features IP67 certification, which means that it's protected from dust and waterproof to a depth of 1 meter for around 30 minutes. Well, now that we're at the end of this review, we're going to do a short summary. I want to point out the advantages first, and definitely I would like to point out the pack of advanced features: titanium body, solar panel on top, well-made windage and elevation adjustment department, and some other things. Then we have the enclosed type. So we have the optical part completely enclosed, which means that water, dust, and everything similar cannot get in between the diode and the lens. You will always see the reticle no matter the weather. And on top of that, the sight is really compact for an enclosed reflex red dot sight. And this frame also adds to the robustness of it. Then we have the 12 illumination intensity levels, which are in a way Holosun standard, but I always point them out because it's really nice to have so many levels. You have two of the lowest that are night vision device compatible, and the highest is really bright to use on the sunny day when the sun is really shining, and where some other red dot sights definitely fail. It's difficult to find, I would say, disadvantages of this red dot sight. Maybe the unique footprint that we're not used to yet. It requires always a special adapter that no mount manufacturer yet makes. I think that this will change in time. I also think that Holosun will make more of these adapter plates for Picatinny rail and for some other popular pistol mounting solutions. But I would say that they could go with a simpler solution here, even though it's not really a disadvantage. Another one, maybe the price might be a turnoff for some, even though I have to point out that you get plenty of features for 520 euros. You get a titanium housing and all of the things that I mentioned a minute earlier. So I don't think that this should be a turnoff, even though some will not be willing to spend this much on a red dot sight. To completely sum up, I would say that this is a perfect choice for someone who wants a compact, robust red dot sight of the enclosed type. Also for someone who is looking for a red dot sight that has plenty of features. I would say it works best on a pistol, but can also be used on some other firearms, such as a hunting rifle. And I would say that you can also use it on an AR platform, because let me just show it to you. So this is the Trigicon RMR plate that I've shown you earlier that I put on the device, and you can see that it just fits on this Trigicon RMR high mount cantilever mount, and I would say that this would work really great also on AR platform, even though I say it will be much more commonly mounted in pistols. Okay, I've come to the end of this review. If you found it useful, leave a like, subscribe. If you have any additional questions, this after all is a new device, and I'm sure that plenty will have many questions about it. You can drop the comment down below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Goodbye.